Alright, I'm not going to say a whole lot in this, Ben. I'm just putting this video out for you to see because I told you about it. You asked me if I could find it. Uh, man, to look through all my videos, it's like, wow. So it was easier for me just to remake it. And what I'm going to do, because the other one I put out, I put it in fast motion, which you can kind of just scroll through this yourself. Speed it up if you want to in the settings. Just however you want to do it. But you look at this boat, and people would say, "Oh, the boat's being cut off by the curvature," but really, is it? The way I see it is the boat is being hidden by the distorted edge of the water. Um, Plus, it's also being what I call compressed, and there's a reason for that, and I'll get into that in my main focus. But instead of making one long documentary video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bunch of short videos. Um, Obviously, there's something even further in the background. You'll see it here coming up. Um, but I'm going to kind of scroll through this myself and just point out a few things. But as you watch this boat go across, now I pretty much follow it, but I do get off of it a little bit, and then I go back to it toward the end here, or toward the end of the video, and I'm going to point out what I see and why this can't happen on a globe, and why it's all optical that's causing these effects to occur. But all right, um, I'm going to stop talking and scroll through it and stop it in another spot and point out a couple of things. All right, and some of this footage right in this area right here, you'll start seeing people in the back of this boat moving around. I know they're like shadows, but that's because of the way the sun is on the opposite side, or already went bye-bye. But you literally do see these people moving around in the back of the boat if you slow it down and look at it. Um, it's funny how, you know, this whole boat now is visible, and look at the size of it. Here, I get it under pretty good focus. And this is where I think you can start seeing some people moving around on the boat. You'll see them if you you know, watch it in regular speed, or if you even slow it down even more in the settings. But this is one of the things I wanted to point out. Here they're moving around right there. You see a darker figure in the back of the boat, and you're going to see him moving around here, I believe, in this frame. Yeah, you can see the one guy right there kind of toward the front of the boat, and then there's some guys in the back of the boat, but you're almost seeing the entire boat right here, other than maybe some of the waves, distant waves that are causing this distortion just above the edge of the water. um, and that's what kind of hides things, is that distorted edge. um, and plus the compression, and there's some other things I'm going to bring up that, you know, people should look at. But there's the guys moving around in the boat right here. You can see them. If I quit shaking, and I darken up the screen a little bit to get a little better view, and you can see them moving around right there. Okay, so you can tell that this boat is a long way away, and it's coming from the opposite direction. It's coming kind of out of the south because of the angle that it's coming, you know, southwest. Um, so this boat is coming in at a different direction, and that's why you get this angle that causes also too. This is where perspective comes in, because it's on an angle coming inward instead of going directly across from me. You can always tell by the antennas or the downriggers of a boat which direction it's moving. Um, and here is this is one of the things I talk about. Here's the Billy Steele's rack, and it always looks cut off, except for the days when I have really, really great visibility. You can obviously see this thing sticking completely up out of the water, and I'm going to explain why we see it the way we do in, you know, my upcoming videos. Like I said, I'm going to have to do videos on it instead of you know, trying to make one long documentary. And maybe that's where I can possibly make a video, talk about it in it, you know, send it to you, let you look at it, and, you know, get your input on it, and then maybe we can both make a video out of it, and you know, then present it. And you'll have a better understanding and an idea where I'm coming from, and why I'm going to bring one major certain subject up that is going to blow people away in a sense. At least I think it should. You know, Rob Skiba brought this up a long time ago, but nothing was really explained on why you see what you see. So I'm going to try to bring that to people's attention, and hopefully make more sense out of it. All right, here's the Hernando beach rack, and as we can see now, there's something going on just above the water, and it is actually the mirroring effect occurring in that little sliver of water, just or that little area just above the water line. That is mirroring, and this mirroring effect is going to cause this boat, even though it comes in, it gets bigger. I mean, it gets really big, but yet it gets cut off at a certain point. You'll start seeing this boat get cut off by the mirroring. Again, even though it's closer, as it approaches land, the temperature's changing of the water, the temperature's changing in the air. So we're getting this sky free effect that he shows, where things get pulled downward. And this video, I mean, this footage is pretty clear. Right here, okay, I just passed this area, but right here you can see that little slime just above the water line. And that is where this transition occurs, is just past that edge right here. You'll see it coming up to the right. You'll start seeing this what looks like a haze. And that haze is actually, I think what it is water, and it's creating an atmospheric mirror right here. Watch what happens to this boat as it goes through this area. Look, you can see the people on the boat. You can see them plain as day. But yet, as this boat actually gets closer to me and larger, it actually starts vanishing. So, you know, like I said, I tried to point this out in a previous video. It went over everybody's head. It was like they didn't want to look at it. I mean, all these boats that are now going to come from the left to right are going to be cut off, even though they're much larger. And as it gets even closer to land, it gets cut off even more and more and more. And you'll start seeing this happening. You'll start seeing this right here. See how the boat actually is sinking in the back now? And the boat is much bigger than what you were seeing before. So what actually is going on here? Well, I know, but like I said, I'm going to have to bring it up in pieces and parts. Otherwise, people aren't going to get where I'm coming from. And if I try to make a long documentary video, it's going to go nowhere, because nobody's going to watch a couple of hour video where I'm trying to explain these optical effects. So the best thing I can do is start out with number one, you know, the major thing that I want to bring to people's attention, and then I'm going to create examples with visual evidence. Just like, see this boat? It's all cut off. But if I was to follow that boat further out into the Gulf, it would get smaller, but become more visible. That just doesn't make sense now, does it? So again, here's this boat again, and it's going to be cut off. Watch the whole ass end of this boat just sink, even though obviously it's bigger than when I first started filming it, and even when it was further out, it was still bigger, but you could see the people moving around clearly in the back of the boat. But watch this. The whole ass end of the boat disappears, and these people are mirroring in there, and they are literally sinking. Now, I've watched this, and I think I presented it twice in some of my videos, but again, it's I'm not getting a whole lot of views, and you know, not a lot of people are paying attention. I mean, you can even compare this to the last video you used of mine, and look at the size of this boat, but yet it's all being cut off. Now, it does start getting, the screen starts getting darker as I get closer to the shoreline. So I'm going to cut it, and then and here's another thing. Look at Billy Steele's rack. It's all stretched out and mirrored at the bottom too. Here, I'm gonna lighten up the screen a little bit. Okay, hopefully that'll help some. Like I said, as I get closer to land, it gets darker and darker. But look at this boat. And all these boats are coming out of the Hernando Beach channel on the other side of those islands. And like I said, it's not getting actually further away. That boat came in, got closer and closer and closer. Obviously, it was well past the Bayport rack when you seen it. Um, so again, why ain't people seeing this? And then again, all these islands are vanished, and I'm not sure if I'm right at the water's edge, Ben, or not. I'll look and see if I've got any cell phone footage of where I was located. Sometimes I film myself, and sometimes I say, "What am I doing?" I know that I'm not lying to people, but then again, for references for me myself, I should have located. But here's the boat again, and I'm going to zoom in on it and try to focus it. So again, I just wanted to lighten up the screen, but here's that boat. I mean, here now it's directly crossing my line of sight. You can tell by the antennas. It's going horizontal from me or parallel to me. But look at how this boat just vanished into that mirror. So, you know, even this sign, you see it mirroring out. So all the lower ends of these channel markers are actually being mirrored, and that mirroring effect is actually almost like I say, it's like a bent mirror being put up in front. It's an atmospheric mirror too, um, or you could call it a surface mirror, but it is mirroring. Period, and that mirroring effect does cut all kinds of objects off. Obviously, when you look at this rack or this main island, I call this the big tree island because it's got most of the bigger bushes and trees on it. And I don't think these trees are more than 20 feet high. I never measured them, but they're not that high. I mean, it's not like a forest there where you got 80-foot trees or 60-foot trees. So again, oh, I'd like to know your like to hear your opinion on what I just showed you. All right, so have fun with this. But if you want to talk to me about it, uh, I could talk to you and try to explain it to you to the best of my ability. But my visual proof is going to be the pudding. Okay, it's going to take the cake. All right. Appreciate you watching, and I appreciate your advice or your opinion on it, Ben. Thanks a lot.